All right, I just returned from instrument aptitude testing at Riverview today, and this week has been a pleasure. It's been a lot of fun meeting all of your fifth grade students, talking with them, discussing band, sports, school, and a whole bunch of other topics while they waited their turns. They seem really excited, more so than usual, to start beginning band next year in the fall. There's a few things I wanted to mention. First of all, there was one class at Melridge we didn't get to, so Fabi's will be returning next week to take care of those fifth graders. But the rest of your students came home with a packet of information for you to look over. And what I want you to realize first is that you have some time. They do not need that band instrument until the first week of school. Okay, so you got a couple months here to work with, talk about your options, discuss where you want to get it, how you want to get it, and more importantly, what your child wants to play. All right, next, again, the best way to go is to some kind of rent-to-own policy where all the money that you put towards the rental each month will apply towards your final balance if you do decide to purchase that instrument later. But you can still find good deals on the internet, but there's a few things I want you to consider with internet purchases. First of all, can you try out the instruments? You wouldn't go out buying a used car without taking for a test drive and maybe into your local mechanic before you buy it. So the same thing, can you try out an instrument that you're getting from the internet? Next, can it be fixed? Instruments have, they'll have old pads that fall off, maybe springs that break, mouthpieces that bust. Will that place that you're getting it from the internet be able to fix that instrument for you? And if not, will our local stores have the parts for those instruments? A lot of the common brands, those parts are readily available. But some of the less popular brands, you might not be able to find those parts at a local music store and then be able to fix it. So again, you want to make sure that that's a fixable instrument. And then finally, some kind of return policy. If your son or daughter decides to switch instruments or maybe quit at the end of sixth grade, will you be able to return that instrument and get some of your money back? So you want to make sure that you think about those three things when buying any kind of instrument from the internet. One of the most important things I need to ask you is to please, after you have your instrument, do not let your child play with that instrument. Don't even let them open the case until we've had our first lesson at school. Now, for some of you, if you start private lessons over the summer, that by all means, if you're in the presence of a professional, then you can open that case and your child can play that instrument. But one of the most heartbreaking things for me as a teacher, it's usually like 1 or 2 students each year, that we start playing in school and they're unable to play because they were playing around with the instrument over the summer and broke it and now it won't work. So even if you can get it fixed right away, they're still going to be without that instrument for about a week or so, and all their other friends are playing around them and they're just sitting there in class bored. So I'm begging, I'm going to get on my knees right now, literally. Do not let your child open up that case again until you're in the presence of a professional, whether that's me the first week of school, all right, or a private teacher over the summer. Finally, to give you a little bit of a timetable maybe, end of July, beginning of August, if you were going to go rent an instrument, that would be a good time to start that process. In addition, if you were interested in doing private lessons, or you have a drummer, percussionist, who is required to take private lessons, the beginning of August would be a good time to start scheduling those so you can get secured and ready to go for the start of the school year. All right, I'll share my email address with you again. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me and send me your questions. I look forward to seeing you guys again in the fall. If you have any questions in the meantime, just ask. Take care.